The holidays are here, and with it comes sugar cravings and a little regret. What if I told you there's a drink, an herbal elixir, that you can make that nourishes your body, delight the senses, and is indulgent? And women over 40 are loving it. This is my holiday wreath radiance elixir. It's an herbal drink that's like a mocktail. So, what makes it work is the magic that I put in it is all the herbs. And we start with the base of Douglas fir tea. You can get it on Amazon. I highly recommend. It's quite nutrient. And the Douglas fir brings in that cozy, piney aroma that's just perfect for the holiday vibes. Then you want to add rosemary tea. I also got this on Amazon. It's a dried rosemary tea, and you would put it in this little uh, casing that makes the tea, and then you get a glass mason jar. You want to put hot water in it real fast and put that out, and then I'm sure you know how to sun brew tea, but we're doing a quick brewing with a mason jar is a technique. And the reason for this, it is going to allow the oils from the Douglas fir to remain, and these oils are very helpful to your gut and curb cravings. And for me, it cured a lot. It cured my skin, not the oils, but just having fresh herbs and nourishing and balance your energy. So you get a mason jar and you get the Douglas fir little package, and then you get the extra tea in a fuser, and you put that in there, and then you add. I like to use clearly filtered water because it leaves the minerals in there and it takes out the chloride and the fluoride and forever chemicals and metals and leaves the what nourishes you, the minerals that are naturally in the water that helps your body end cravings, and you'll drink more water. I highly recommend it. Do your own research, but from my own research, this was the best solution, and I recommend what I'm using because it works. Then you want to fill up the mason jar. I do like to add sometimes a fresh ground pepper with the rosemary tea, and in there it will ferment. You want to make sure that the tea isn't brewed longer than 4 hours, and you want to have hot water. I heat it in the microwave. Optional, best option is like a kettle, a stove, some other way of heating, but you work with what you got and just go ahead and do it that way if you're like me. So after you filter it and it's heated and it's put it in the mason jar, then after 4 hours, you'll want to take that. And then what we're going to do, I use a Vitamix and I wash the blood orange and I wash the ginger roots and I get like a little nub, like this big. Um, if I were to measure it, I would say 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, fresh ginger, not powdered. There is a difference and it makes a difference when you use it. And then you want to add apple and cranberries. And then you put it in the blender, and then you want to put the tea in there. And then apple cider vinegar, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon. Then you're going to want to add mushroom coffee, or if you buy the powder of lion's mane and ashwagandha, those are the key things that you want. But since I'm going on cheap route, I use Focus Mushroom Coffee, another Amazon thing. If you're interested, I can send you what I purchased. I highly recommend. It's a good budget way of adding lion's mane. And so basically, Let me get my notes real quick. I wanted to go over why lion's mane is so important. Lion's mane boosts the metabolism and digestion. We all need that little boost. And it also supports brain function and mood. I think I covered apple cider vinegar about boosting metabolism, but hey, it's all good because it's all in the same drink. See? So then we got the Douglas fir tea, we got the rosemary, we got the sage, and I forgot. We're going to add dried sage, and I put 1/8 teaspoon in there. Then you're going to want to add ground sea salt, preferably. Now, I did use pink Himalayan salt with this drink. Now, I can tell you from past experiences, it's not my favorite, and it is good for you, and it has minerals, but it's not the same taste as sea salt. So I would definitely get the sea salt, and they're kind of like the same salt. One's pink salt, one's sea salt. There is a little difference in taste when you use it as a mocktail, like I do. So you get your sea salt, and then you want to get oak pepper. So oak ground pepper. Again, this is an Amazon thing I found. If you can find it in your local store, you're going to want it. It's a smoky, robust pepper, and it's really good. And then you want to add turmeric, and with those two, I add 1/8 teaspoon, and then we'll want to add monk fruit to this one. I have tasted it without monk fruit, and you kind of just need a little balance. You're going to want to add that monk fruit. I add about 1/2 teaspoon. If you want it more sweet, I would add 1 tablespoon. Monk fruit's a really good alternative to sugar. You want to avoid processed sugar at all costs. Don't say it you can't have it, just knowing that it's not healthy for you and you're choosing to live a holistic and healthy lifestyle. You don't want to go off and just ixnay anything. You just want to have an openness to everything, but choosing what nourishes you. Anyway, but we're focusing on how to make this drink, and so I got a little tangent there. So then you blend it all, and then you sift it through a strainer, and then you use another spoon to get it through the strainer. It's okay to get fiber in there. It actually is a really good thing to have a nice balance of a cold pressed drink with herbs. And then let me tell you, this is amazing. It has done so much for me. My skin, sleeping, more energy. I, I can't say it enough. I mean, every time I don't do it, I regret not doing it. I need to do it. And it's a really fun ritual because I love picking out the teas and I love picking out the herbs, and I just love making it all together and watching it and straining it and then smelling it, the aroma. It's just amazing. And then after you're all done, you're going to want to uh, leave it out for 10 minutes, and then you're going to want to go ahead and put it in the back of your fridge, and it's good for 48 hours. So it does build a fermenting process because of the lion's mane and a little bit of the apple cider vinegar and the monk fruit. It will, but it's like an uplifting buzz. It's really fun. It's a good vibration, if you will, and radiance. And this holiday season, I highly recommend picking this over your wine, picking this over eggnog. I actually can make an eggnog version of this, and I do plan on doing that. But for now, try my blood orange Douglas fir. I call it Christmas wreath elixir because it has that pine, has that citrus, blood orange, and the cranberries. And then what you also, I forgot to mention, it's optional. This time I left it out, but you can put the pumpkin spice in there or cinnamon, and then when you blend it all together, that is. And I put the lime in this one, and I left out the pumpkin spice. So you can see my drink, and I'll take a sippy. I think I got the sip everywhere. But It's really good. I put floating petals. I have a rosemary tea that's edible petals, and why not? You could put floating cranberries. I'm just not that type of person that wants to see floating cranberries. I don't know, just me. But it's fun to create a little ritual. It's fun to have this indulgence, and it's fun to get a little fun drink to enjoy your elixirs. And this holiday season, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family. And if you want more information on my 7-day radiant reset, comment reset below and I'll send it to you. I hope that you try this. You won't regret it. And if you want to see my next video where I cover how to stop cravings and an SOS cheat sheet, then watch that video next, and I'll see you there.